Well, hey everyone, this is Craig Cannings here from vaclassroom.com, and I'm really pleased to be here with you today and to be with my good friend and someone that I have worked a lot with for the last, goodness, I think it's just expanding every time, Michelle. I think we're at like seven plus years that we've
I think
kind of
so.
worked together
Yeah.
and we've taught together, and Michelle is a real expert at what she's going to be talking about tonight and has built an amazing business, starting out as a virtual assistant many years ago. And while still probably sometimes maybe used that term a little bit, I know that you really positioned yourself as someone that's an expert and specialist in Camtasia and screen cap work and creating video screen cast videos and all that sort of stuff. And that's really the heart of what we're going to talk about tonight. So just so you know, you are here for a great class over the next few minutes. It's going to be really awesome. It's titled Work Less, Earn More as a Video Screencast Specialist. And just welcome to you, Michelle. Thanks for joining us and sharing this valuable content with my community.
Thanks so much, Craig. And yeah, I mean, I still consider myself a VA and an internet marketer. So I actually have two completely different websites. And so I'm just going to tell you real quickly how I kind of got started in this, and then I'll let you know what I'm going to be teaching you tonight. I don't know if any of you, pardon me?
Sorry to interrupt. I'm just going to, I know that our recordings are good. We're all good to go on that front?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep, so you can kick back and just kind of do your own thing.
Okay, well let me share one thing just before we get started, because I thought you'd find this interesting, and I think this is really important. It kind of speaks to the demand of this sort of skill set. And I was at a mastermind group in Phoenix actually just last week, and it was amazing. Had an awesome time, and we were talking about many of the people in this group that I'm part of. It's a small group of masterminders, but they all have a virtual team. So they all have VAs that work with them, and two of them were in need of hiring new VAs, so add another person to their team. And interestingly enough, obviously I have a great resource in VA Classroom that I can refer them to and get them connected with great people. But I had them kind of go through their laundry list of what do you need them to know, and what are the best skills. And it was interesting, both of them said, we have a lot of different softwares and different things that we use in our business, and we want someone that really knows how to do screencast tutorials, that can create sort of, screencast tutorials as a part of our training when we onboard and we bring new people in our program, but also for our clients when we're providing a support issue or we get a support inquiry. Often we want to reply to them. Sometimes we use screencast tutorials. And so the person that they were going to hire was going to be doing a lot of this work. And so it just spoke to, again, I've heard this lots, but for someone to have screencasting abilities as part of your offerings and as part of your skill sets, it just is in demand, and there's lots of opportunities, and Michelle's going to really highlight that in our talk today.
Well, yeah, thanks for the story. I do hear that quite a bit because it's not a common specialty skill among VAs. And as you can see this picture, some of the things I've listed there are more common, let's say, for virtual assistants to have those skills. And in 2010, when I launched my VA business, I felt like I needed to have all of them. And anytime one of my clients would ask for something, instead of passing them on to another VA, I said that I could do it and I would learn it. And of course, you don't feel right about charging your client for your learning curve. So, you end up learning a lot of things, and that's good, but it's exhausting. There's a constant learning curve. You start to feel a little bit burnt out and like you're not making enough money because you're not really capturing very much of your time, except for the time it's taking to do the actual project. So I started thinking, well, this is just not going to work for me the way that it was going. So what actually led to developing screencasting skills? Well, I had worked in the corporate world for about 6 years. I took off 3 years to raise my kids, and I just got a little bit restless, and I wanted to make some part-time income for our family, like a lot of you guys out there. And so I wanted to find something online that I could do from home because I did understand the computer. And I had already gotten a degree in training, so I thought maybe I could find something on there that had combined it. And virtual assisting just seemed like it covered everything. And as I told you, I tried to do everything at the beginning for the first year or year and a half, got stressed out, and then I took a class on creating screencasts with a tool called Camtasia Studio, which some of you may have heard of before. And from there on, I decided that this was it. I had found my niche, and I never, although I had that other knowledge of all those different things I had learned prior to that, I never offered those skills again. And my job is not to tell you that you should stop doing what you're doing, but I do want to let you know that it can be a full-time niche for you. And I was just curious, from those of you that are out there, do you consider yourself a specialist where you just try to get clients in one or maybe two areas, or do you have multiple skills that you want to work in or that you are currently working in? And please let me know if what some of those skills are as well. And so we have a couple people responding, and so far multiple skills with limits. Yeah, I know it's impossible to know how to do everything, but my goal today is going to be to teach you enough about screencasting so that you feel that it's the best VA specialty niche out there, and I hope that you'll want to learn more, because at the very end of this session I'll give you an opportunity, if you feel that you want to add this skill to what you already do, or it may be a whole new area for you, I'm going to give you an opportunity to work with me further on that. So I have to do a really good job in explaining to you what screencasting is and what the different types of screencasts are, and how much money you will make, or you could make, and where you're going to find your customers. So that's what I'm going to start doing for you. Just looking at some of the other things that have come in: web designer, email marketing, and accounting. Screencast interests me for recording how-tos for processes and team trainings. Yep, definitely it will do that. All right, so what is screencasting and how can you get into this field? Well, I've got a little poll here in GoToWebinar that I'm going to launch for you. Alrighty, here you go. All right, and it's basically, the question is, what is a screencast? And I'm going to put out a bunch of possibilities, but a screencast can be more than one thing, so I'd like you to pick everything on the list that you think might fall into the category of screencasting. Okay, so I'm looking to see as the results come in, and wait just a few more seconds. You can pick whichever ones you think. You can pick more than two even if you want to. Excuse me. All right, I'm going to close the poll and share the results with you. All right, so 100% of the people all felt that it was a tutorial and also a video training course. You're absolutely right. Those are types of screencasts. And those of you that picked a recording of a webinar, a marketing video, and a top tips video for YouTube, you're all correct. A screencast is all of those things. Now, You don't have to use a screencast for those things. You could just take a video camera and record somebody talking. But a screencast is the recording of someone's screen. So you can use it for any one of those. And I'm going to hide that poll, and you should see my screen again. All right, so a screencast is a video showing what is on your computer screen. You use a tool. There's lots of tools out there. My tool of choice happens to be Camtasia Studio, and you hit the record button, so everything on your screen will be recorded, and your mouse movements. And then you can mix it in with other types of video. For example, cell phone video of you talking, or any other type of video that you might shoot with a phone or a video camera, or still images or animations, so PowerPoint, so you can mix them together if you want to. All right, so what do you guys think are some things that people might say when asked, can you add video screencasting to your VA services? And you might reply, what? I mean, as far as reasons why you might think, oh no, this is not something that I could do because it's what? Just go ahead and let me know what you guys think would be some of the common myths that other VAs might have, maybe not you, but some other VAs might have about video in general that just kind of makes you feel like, I'm going to stick to AWeber, or I'm going to stick to, you know, my shopping carts or administrative skills, because I get those. Video just seems to be what? And so Donna says, very technical. Does anybody else have any thoughts? Editing skills. So Karen, you're thinking you'd need to learn editing skills, and that might be something that would dissuade you perhaps from wanting to take on this new niche, right? Okay, so I'm going to let you know what other people have said to me. Okay. First one, ta-da! Donna, you're right. It's too technical, okay? It's too technical, and I just want to let you know that I didn't grow up in a technical environment, and my degree is in training, so instructional design, so I didn't come in knowing any of the technology. I took a Camtasia class, and that was what did it to me. Too hard to learn. And Mary says video seems to be so unknown. And that's kind of like what she's saying, hard to learn, something that you wouldn't just jump into. So, you know, I'm a mom. I've got 2 kids. I homeschool the kids. And I learned how to do this in between classes. And so I'm not coming from a particularly technical background, and it doesn't take that long because I had to do it during nap time. So it really was not that big of a deal. Expensive equipment? No, you don't need any. You really just need some type of editing software, something that you can hit record and record the screen, which could be something just like Snagit. I don't know if you've heard of it, but a lot of people use it to create documents and screen captures. That's only $59, but anything that you can find to record your screen, and there's a lot of free tools out there as well, like Screener, and I can't remember, there's a few of them. You don't need a video camera at all because you'll never be on the video unless you really want to. It's all recordings of your own screen. And some people think, oh, well, if I specialize in this, I'll get less clients overall. But that's not the truth at all. You get more clients because you guys are you guys are up for a lot of competition out there. VA work has become more competitive than when I started in around 2008 to 2010 by the time I actually got my first client. But that was my fault. I kind of stalled out a lot. But so there's a lot of people with very similar skills, and you don't really want to compete on price. You want to compete on expertise. So so ever since I started specializing, I became the one person out there that people could find that actually does this kind of work, and so I just made sure everybody knew it. And so I was getting a lot more work. It seems to me like the internet is going much more narrow and deep, if you know what I mean. They're not looking for people with tons of skills in all different areas, but they're actually very shallow. You know, you don't know a lot about every area. They want people that have 1 or 2 skills that they are really, really good at. So this could be it for you guys if you think it's if you find that you like what I'm talking about, and you'll see how creative it can be. Okay, there's hundreds of potential clients out there that need your help. And I'm going to tell you what you can charge for this and then how I know that, okay? All right, first of all, this is just a screen print from the internet talking about the median salaries of VAs in the United States. Now, this is a starting salary, in my opinion, for VAs that do work on the internet. About $15 would be someone who's kind of just beginning. I think this is a little low for a median, but maybe they're including, oh no, it says United States. I was going to say maybe they're including people in India or something. A lot of VAs, after they've been doing it for a little while, I think $25 an hour is a little bit more of a median rate. But I'm going to tell you what I charge and other people who are like me doing this skill charge. Okay, the price ranges from hourly of $75 to $200 for screencasting, or a per video minute charge of $100. And that says 10,000, but I'll show you, what type of skills you need to have to charge that much. I'm nowhere near that. Okay, so here's an example. Let's start with the small, lower end here. Okay, so Demo Girl. She's a screencaster. She does software demos. So they're kind of like tutorials, but they're a little bit more marketing. So they don't get into every little tiny feature. But so this is what she charges, up to 2 minutes of a video. Her prices start at about $3.80, and then every additional minute she will charge $125, and her voiceover rates are $125 a minute. So ultimately, she does most of her voiceovers, I've noticed, in her portfolio. So she's making maybe around $5.50 for a 2-minute video. That's pretty good. And I'll tell you about how long it takes me to produce a 2-minute video. Here's my site, Screencast Video Services. And what I charge is, where's my fees? Oh, you know what? There it is. It's right up at the top. I don't go to this page a lot. All right, so between 2 and 5 minute videos, the minimum is going to be $400 if it's a 1-minute video. But if it goes higher, it's $100 a minute after that. And then level two just means it has a little PowerPoint animation in it, things fading in and out. So it would be $500 minimum. And then this guy, Grumo Media, here he is. He produces screencasts. There's a lot of animation in his. So you could always check out his site, grumomedia.com. He charges about 10 grand for one of his videos. And a lot of the type of animation that he uses can be done in PowerPoint. So if you ever got to the point where you really studied PowerPoint a lot and learned how to do a lot of animation in there, these are the types of fees he charges. Okay, so you could scroll through that. So that's where I got that figure. This is what he actually charges. So, and there's many other people out there doing it, but they don't usually call themselves virtual assistants. They usually call themselves screencasters, but I choose to keep the term virtual assistant because I think I relate more to the VAs because that's where I came from. You know, that was my background. I'm a VA that specializes in one particular niche. All right, so that's basically the pricing that you guys can expect to charge. Okay, so now what can you offer when you have these screencasting skills? All right, you can offer, as was on the poll earlier, you can create training and tutorials for people. You can create sales and marketing style videos, and I'm going to be showing you examples of all these. You can use your screencast skills to record and edit webinars. I have an entire course on becoming a webinar specialist, and Craig teaches virtual event specialist, which has a wider range of different types of events online than just webinars. But I use my Camtasia skills, my screencasting skills, to record these for other people. And then you can create software demonstrations. So I'm going to show you the different types of these. Okay. All right, first of all, your tutorials and training. This is just an example here of, this may look a little funky, but what you're seeing is inside here, this is a software application that I recorded. It's called CT Summation. It's for lawyers, and I was teaching them how to use this software. Along the sides, this is a table of contents, so that this is created by Camtasia, and so that anyone can click on any one of these things in the table of contents and go to the tutorial specifically that they're interested in, or they can take it in order. And you can find a lot more of these if you go to my, you can type in vademogirl.com or Screencast Video Services. It really doesn't matter because they all go to the same place. If you scroll down under services, you can go to a portfolio, and so you can see a bunch of the training and tutorials that I've done. So, you know, they're for pretty big companies, and then there's for a lot of just basic internet marketers. So a lot of these are full training courses that have, you know, up to 6 hours of video in them, and one might be, you know, a few may be a 1-hour training course that that you just take either all at once, or you could use the table of contents and then scroll through it, sort of. And then there's marketing and sales videos. So I'm going to show you an example of that. Once again, you can find some examples at the VA Demo Girl site under marketing and demo videos. I probably have about 12 in there. But one of the ones that I like the best is over at Learn Camtasia. If you go to any of the products we have there, you'll find a marketing video on every sales page, because we use PowerPoint with a combination of PowerPoint and Camtasia. This should be playing. There we go. I don't want it to play in my ear, but we use both PowerPoint and Camtasia, so I just want to let you know that you don't need to have Camtasia skills if you don't want to. If you want to just develop your PowerPoint skills, you can also create these sales and marketing style, nicely animated screencasts. So Lon Naylor and I get these pre-animated templates, so you see all the animation that's going on. We didn't have to learn how to do that because we purchase pre-animated templates over at a place called Presenter Media, and it's got most of the animation already in it, and then we just slow things down, speed them up, change the words, or mix them in with, now here, if you see this, sorry to interrupt my own self here, that is Camtasia. That's a screen recording. You see how the mouse is moving all around? I'm not doing that. That's part of the video. So we mix, Lana's trying to demonstrate something there, I don't even know what, but so we mix PowerPoint and Camtasia together and end up with a really kick-butt video. And look how beautiful it is, how nice that PowerPoint template is, and how nice the bullets are and all the animations. So this is the kind of stuff you'll do. Most really good sales pages will have some type of video on them. I know Craig does a lot of recordings of himself talking. I personally don't love to be on camera, and I've never been able to get the lighting right. So my choice is to do these types of videos. Okay, so let's see, what else can you guys create besides that? Well, oops. I think I might have gone one slide too far. No, I didn't. All right, so webinar recordings. I have a client that hires me every single week, and I have many, many clients that hire me sporadically to record and edit and produce their webinars. As a matter of fact, this particular client and I have been working together so long, beyond, I should have had this pulled up, but I didn't. Beyond B School. Let's see if I can get this to come up real fast here. If I can't, it doesn't matter really. But I record his webinars every week, and it's a lot of different presenters that he would like to have teach college MBA students how to get a career after they finish their MBA. So that has been a really lucrative job for me. If you guys decide that you only want to record webinars, it would be a great career too. So you can do that. And that just requires you learning how to use, in addition to Camtasia, learning how to use some webinar tool like GoToWebinar, something like that. All right, so if you end up finding, I think Beyond B School is actually hyphenated. He's got me on there as his webinar producer. So let's just see if it comes in. This way you can see. Oh, here we go. You can see all the different stuff he does and how he hires me to do all kinds of videos and webinars. So this has got a hyphen in it, Beyond B School. All right, so that's another thing that you could make very good money doing. All right, now software demos. A software demo differs from a tutorial in that it's usually longer and it demonstrates the highlights, just the high level of a software tool. People will come to me all the time and say, I'm so sick and tired of doing these demonstrations for people that don't end up, buying or don't end up becoming a customer. So I want to create a 5-minute software demo so they can look at the demo, and then if they're interested, it should have a call to action at the end, like call to set up a consultation. So if you ever want to see what a software demo looks like, you can once again go over, you can either go over to Demo Girl, because that's all she does is software demos. So if you go to Demo Girl, you'll see tons of software demos, and you can also find them on my VA Demo Girl site. So that will just show you, and she's probably got about 100 on here, so she keeps pretty darn busy. Okie doke. Now, I'm going to tell you kind of the high level on how I create one of these screencasts. Obviously, we don't have for all the time in the world, but at least I want you to understand at a high level what the stages are and what tools I use along the way. All right, so I'm going to show you the basic process and then give you some examples. What we do is I start out working with the client, and we create a script and what's called a storyboard. And the storyboard is just a visual representation of what the finished screencast is going to look like. And I'm going to show you an example of what a storyboard looks like. All right, now this is the script. This is the stage right before it becomes a storyboard. If I'm creating this for myself, this just happens to be one that I did quite recently for my own website. It's a tour behind the scenes of the membership program. And so I write, you know, hi, it's me, and I'm blah, 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 blah. So I try to write it very casually, just the way that I would actually speak. And then what I do is I take that and I put the narration into a Microsoft Word table, and I just put it into different rows. I try to separate it out by what's going to have a different visual next to it. And then I put in this column what I think would be a good visual to have with that narration. So I just look at the words I'm saying, and then I try to decide, you know, what do I think that the person watching, the viewer, would want to see there. So then, and so this to me is going to be a PowerPoint screen. Okay, I'm going to do a PowerPoint screen that just says quality, professionalism, and effectiveness. This is going to be a PowerPoint screen that has an image of me and then an image of Lon. I'm going to have them narrate them in. That's my business partner. And then it's going to go back to a screen recording. I'm going to fire up my Camtasia, and I'm going to record our sales page and scroll down it, and it's going to record everything that is on my screen. And then I'm going to record this. I don't remember what this was, part of a web page with our photos with arrows pointing to Michelle. I think this is another screen recording, not PowerPoint. So it just goes on, and that's what basically the storyboard and the script. And when you're doing it with the client, you just work together with them, and most of the time they come up with the words for the storyboard, but your job is just to look at it and make sure it sounds pretty good. All right, and then the next thing is, once you have a storyboard, you either create your slides in PowerPoint, or you start doing your screen recordings in Camtasia. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. In PowerPoint, I might just fire up a new window, a new thing, and then I'm going to just create a title screen, and then I'll probably create another screen with, you know, so you have to have, you know, basic PowerPoint skills. So if you've never used PowerPoint, you're just going to want to get some basics. But I'll just show you an example of what one of these PowerPoints looks like. All right, so here's something. I was teaching the other day on how to do pretty PowerPoints. So what I did actually is I went out and to a stock photo site, and I found this picture of a palette, pink palette. And then I found this font. I actually found it on the internet. It's called Gel Pen Light, and I thought it was pretty. So I just drag the picture in, you know, insert picture, and the picture comes up, and then, you know, you type, and then you change the text to whatever font you like. And then what I like to do then is find other pictures, and I make them really big, and I use the same font in the next one. And I was trying to show people why it's important to have pretty slides. So I showed this picture of ugly food, and then this picture of pretty food. Well, anyway, so these, if I was doing a video, which I was, this would be what my slides might look like. And let's pretend that I was doing a video of teaching somebody let's see, how to use PowerPoint. I know this sounds kind of convoluted because I'm doing it in PowerPoint right now, but I would create all these pretty slides, and then what I'd do is I'd go over to Camtasia, and then I'd hit record the screen. See? Hit record the screen. And then I would record, I'm recording right now, I would record myself. So my mouse is moving and it's capturing me moving and clicking on things. See? It's showing me doing this. And then when I finish the recording, I'm going to hit F10. Now let's see. Oops, you know what? I had forgotten to hit the record button. Oh, that does happen to me every once in a while. So it's recording right now. I'm going to show you. This is what the recorder looks like. So it's recording me moving my mouse. It's recording me clicking on things. And it's recording me, you know, clicking on that. Okay, so now when I hit stop, now this is the recording of it. See that my mouse moving all around in the recording and showing you the recorder and all that. So that's a screen recording. So what I would do then is, I'm not going to keep that one. Yes, I want to delete it. Then I would go over here to Camtasia, if that's what your tool is. And see, I already have a little bit of this in here. You take the PowerPoint, and then you take the screen recording that you did, and you bring that in here. And then you just kind of drop these things down on this thing called a timeline in order of the way you want to show your video. So it's not, you know, particularly complicated, but, you know, if you choose to use this tool, you know, you want to take some tutorials or something on it just to get the gist of it. And some people use, if they're not going to be using screen recordings and they're just going to use PowerPoint, then you don't need anything like this. You don't need Camtasia or anything. You actually literally do your entire video in PowerPoint, and then when you're finished, you go File, Save As, and then, oh, I'm sorry, I'm in PowerPoint 2013. In PowerPoint 2013, you go Export, Create a Video, and then you hit Create Video, and your whole video spits out. That's about the extent of it. And then some other people use tools like this. For example, Powtoon. This is a screencasting tool also, and it's online, so you don't download anything to your hard drive. You just have the storyboard, and then you go into this tool, and then you actually create the video within the tool. It's kind of a drag and drop kind of tool. So there's a lot of different things. I just didn't want to have you think you had to purchase Camtasia, because Camtasia can be expensive, but it depends. If you're really going to go all in on screencasting, you're going to want a tool like Camtasia. But if you're just going to add screencast services to what you're already doing, then you can use something else, some other. Do we have any questions so far before I move on? Okay, great. Nothing yet. And then lastly, you're going to produce the video out of Camtasia, or the way I showed you how to do it in PowerPoint by clicking Export and, you know, export as video. And then you host the video maybe somewhere like YouTube. And then you can either leave it on YouTube, or you can put it on your own website or the client's website. So you just decide. You know, you ask them where they want to host it. Oops. Okay. Now, how are you going to get clients? Because right now you've got, hopefully you have some clients. Maybe you don't. I don't know. But you want to get clients that want this. So I'm going to tell you how I went about starting and going from doing everything to doing this one thing only. Okay, so I had some existing clients. So I started to sell them using some of these bullet points here on the power of video, and they became interested. And so I started at a very low price, not, you know, $100 a minute of finished video, but at a low price. And I'm just clicking on these bullet points because I'm not trying to sell you guys on the power of video. These are some of the things you tell your clients to get them to start using video. Now, of course, if you're here because you want to create video for your own business, well, that's perfect, because that's what I do too. And these are the types of reasons why I do it. You know, it's for trust and credibility and connection and being in a lot of different places, meaning YouTube and the other video places, and my search engine ranking goes up. When I put a video on one of my sales pages, it's much more likely that people are going to purchase the product, and because there's been statistics about that, and so it's, you know, many times more likely. And my online exposure, because I can put these videos in a lot of places, and then also I take the slides if I used PowerPoint and I put them up on, say, slideshare.net, and I can take the video and cut it up into pieces, and, you know, I can sell the video. It can be a training class. So there's a lot of different reasons. So that's where I started. Was I got clients to let me do videos for them at a very reasonable price, because I was new and I didn't have a portfolio yet. Once you have a portfolio, it's a little easier. So, and, you know, one more little bullet point there: brings traffic to your site, which is absolutely true. Oh, the bullets keep coming in. I didn't realize I had so many. All right. All right, so how else do clients find me? Well, a lot of people find me on LinkedIn. So I have a good LinkedIn profile with some pictures of the videos I've done, and I get a lot of traffic over there. And so this is a screen print from, I guess, the last 90 days. And now not all 102 people are going to call me, of course, but even just a handful of the people that search my skills and find me on LinkedIn, a handful of them is really all I need, because the videos themselves, you know, can be quite lucrative. I can't have that many of them going on at the same time. Also, I write about it a lot on my blog. So I've got the Screencast Video Services and the Learn Camtasia website, and another one for local Atlanta business. And I write articles, and I make sure to use the keywords that I want to be found for, which is Camtasia, videos, marketing videos, tutorials, training, all that kind of stuff. So that is how many clients will get in touch with me. And then also, I like to go to some of my local meetings of ASTD, which is American Society for Training and Development, and ISPI, which is International Society for Performance and Training. And, you know, anything with the word training in it is going to be a great place for you to network. If you like to go to local things, that's going to be where a lot of people are going to want to know more about these video skills and find somebody like you. All right, so listen, after what I have, oh, I'm sorry, there's a question. I have an accent, I'm Hispanic. Could this work for me? Oh, Jennifer, you know what? Here's the reason why. If you want to do the voiceover for your client, you would ask them how they feel about your accent, and if not, then you just hire a voiceover person from some place like Voice 123, and you would just build that into the cost of the video. Now, for yourself, if you want to do it for your own video, of course you want to have your own voice, because it's you, and people want to hear you. They want to know what you sound like, and you'll want a picture of yourself in there somewhere. So now I wanted to just share with you the way it's been for me. So I'm going to ask you if you can see yourself in this situation. I started out charging about $25 an hour. Now I charge $75 an hour if I am charging by the hour to do webinar recording or different training courses. Or I do a package, which is by the finished minute. And as I said, you can see those things on my website. If you are not feeling that the VA work you're doing right now is particularly creative, I think you will find that creating video and doing a little animation and kind of putting these things together and ending up with an actual asset to put into a portfolio, I think you'll find that to be fun and never boring. It's always very interesting. If you are interested in promoting your own virtual assistant business through marketing videos, or maybe you're an expert at something else and you've thought to yourself, well, hey, I could create a training course on that. And that's exactly what I did after I got good at creating other people's training. I just decided that I was going to teach Camtasia. So, I was really good at it. So I put together a whole course on specifically how to learn Camtasia. And so I've been selling that. In addition to my VA skills, I've been selling that for many, many years now with a business partner. And most importantly, specialize, because if you're finding that you are spending a lot of time learning a whole lot of different things that clients are asking you for, and you're just not getting to charge for all that learning time, I'm going to ask you to learn one more thing. But there's so many benefits to learning it. So you will learn something new, but it's so well paying that you don't have to do the other stuff anymore if you don't really want to. So, but that's up to you. So I have a course that I am offering you guys called A Career in Screencasting. And you need to go to learncamtasia.com/VA classroom, and I'm going to go there now. I'm going to give you a coupon for that in just a second, because if you do go there, and you'll see that there's a price on there, but it's actually not the price that you are going to be paying because you came here through VA Classroom. All right, so let's go over here. Paste that in. All righty. All right, so just to let you guys know, if you do go there, it's going to start playing a video. So if it gets loud, you better click on the video and stop the video. So if I click on this video, it pauses it. Okay, because you don't want the video to be playing in your ear and then you can't hear a darn word that I'm saying. But do watch the video afterwards, because I think you'll really like it. It's really cute, and I'm pretty sure it was done all in PowerPoint. I can't actually remember, but anyways, so what you're going to learn is basically everything you need to know to get started with this skill, A Career in Screencasting, taught by me and my business partner, Lon Naylor, who is really an expert at the PowerPoint videos especially. We've been teaching this class for years. And this is what you get. It's going to show you how to set up the screencasting business in general, how to choose what you're going to charge for your videos, because you may not feel comfortable. I don't think you should charge what I'm charging quite yet, because you don't have any experience or a portfolio yet. So you got to start out a little bit smaller, maybe with clients you already have. And then we talk to you about the tools that you can use. I use a headset, and I use Camtasia and PowerPoint. Okay, my headset cost me $35. You can always you can buy a microphone if you want, and they're more expensive, but you don't have to start out that way. Okay, then we talk about how to manage the screencasting project that you're on, exactly how to work with a client, and then how to market your business. And then when you get to the bonuses is where we get deeper into the different tools, because you have to choose what tool you want to specialize in to start out, because I'd hate for you to learn all these different tools. So I teach you how to do tutorials with Camtasia Studio, and then I teach you how to do videos, like a combination of talking head and PowerPoint in Camtasia. And then Lon teaches you how to create marketing and sales videos with PowerPoint exclusively, if that's what you'd like to do. And then he also teaches you how to use that tool Powtoon for either explainer type videos, they call them, or any other type of sales video that you might want to create. And then we have all kinds of bonuses, and I think that you're going to like one particular bonus that I'm adding today, because I don't think it's on here. I just decided to add it. Oh, no, it is on here. Okay, Leslie must have put it in there the last time I delivered this webinar then. Okay, what you get is 8 weeks, 2 months, in our screencast video coaching program and forum. So it's a live webinar that takes place every week, and we teach you something new about screencasting every single week. And there's over 100 videos already in the can inside the membership site program. So you can watch them all weekend. You can, cram, or what are they, binge watch, right? Like Game of Thrones or something. If you've got nothing else going on in your life. But you have 2 months to watch those all. But the rest of the videos, they're yours for lifetime. You get them forever. Okay? Then that never goes away. All right, so we've been selling this class for the last few years for $197. And most people don't use a coupon when they buy it, because it's a really, really cheap price for everything that you're getting there. But I do have a coupon for you guys that'll be valid for the next 5 days. And the coupon code is VA Classroom. It's something that's not going to be hard to forget. VA Classroom. So when you go there, and you go down here to the order form, and you type in VA, Classroom. Okay, I tried it earlier, so it was already in there. Let's make sure this works. Add to cart. That takes $100 off, so you're getting half price of only $97. So that's a deal and a half. And that is why I'm only going to be leaving this coupon available for the next 5 days. And so for those of you guys that came tonight, you have a bit of a head start. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. I should have put that in the chat instead of making you guys have to type it in. Let me go in there and grab my chat.
Michelle, I just while they're putting that in, I just want to make a comment. And then,
you know what? I can barely hear you, Craig. I know you're there, but I can barely hear you.
Okay. Does someone else hear me okay? I feel like
oh, you know what? I have a feeling it's just me, because I turned my volume way down because the video was playing in my ear. So I apologize. That's just me.
Yeah, no problem. First of all, obviously, like I said, Michelle and I have worked together for a number of years, and this is a terrific offer, primarily because I think the thing that I love about this one, Michelle, and obviously it relates to other things that I do, is that it tangibly opens up a new income stream for you. And so it's you do one project or a small project, and it more than pays for the course. And that's not a sales pitch. That's just the truth. That's the reality. And so the opportunity to have these skills that add on to other things that you do. I mean, it really is a complementary skill set to probably a lot of other services that you offer clients, and it just gives you an edge. And as Michelle said, when I started VA Classroom in 2008, the VA market wasn't that big. It was actually pretty small, and so when people got into it, they were able to grow their businesses pretty quickly. And now it's more competitive, and there is such more of an opportunity to specialize and drill down and have skills that really are very much in demand for the clients that you work with. So, and this is definitely it. So thanks, Michelle, for the offer. Really, I know that's a very cost-effective offer given the collective sort of talent of you and Lon and all that you bring to that program.
Thank you so much. And I'm going to answer just a few of the questions that have come in about the course itself. These are all from Donna, so let me address them all. How are the classes presented? Good question, Donna. The actual classes are presented via video. They were recorded webinars that Lon and I delivered live. So they're on demand, so you watch them whenever you want. Now, the bonus of the 2 months of the screencast video coaching takes place Wednesdays and Tuesdays. They alternate, and you'll get your link to those if you're a buyer. So those are live, and we answer all your questions and all that business. But these 8 video modules are all on demand for whenever you're ready. And yes, and when do they start? Okay, so you can start the minute that you get your login to the membership site, and you can start looking at the screencast video coaching videos, the ones that are from the other program where you come live. You can start looking at those as soon as you have a login to the membership site once you've purchased. So actually, literally, you're going to have about 120 videos you can look at, right away. But I suggest, and I get this question a lot, I suggest you do this course in order of the way we taught it, which is Module 1, Module 2, Module 3, and then Module 4. And then start with the bonuses. Do the Camtasia one, the 2 Camtasia ones, then the PowerPoint, and then the Powtoon. These are all about 45 minutes to an hour long. And in between that, as you have questions, show up for the live webinars weekly. And you may want us to demo additional things for you, or just answer questions about this particular career or anything you want. We teach you a lot of stuff, but it's also, the last half is open for Q&A. So you'll know everything you need to know after. All right, let's see. Are there any other questions? Okay, what time is it? Okay, on Tuesdays, the live class is at 11 Eastern, taught by Lon. And on Wednesdays, the live class is, oh, I'm sorry, I got that backwards. On Tuesdays, the live class is 8 p.m. Eastern, taught by Lon. On Wednesday, the live class is 11 a.m. Eastern, taught by me. So we alternate, it's every single week, but we alternate teaching them. And we alternate the times because we have a lot of international students and a lot of people on both coasts, and we want to make sure that, it's good for everybody. But we record them all, so you get to watch them if you missed it. All right, so do we have any other questions? All right, well, if not, I hope that I am able to see some of you guys in the next webinar. That would be, the next screencast coaching one would be next Wednesday. So that gives you plenty of time, and to watch some of these modules if you choose to jump in and do that. And I really look forward to having you in there. I hope that you decided to do it. It's kind of crazy because every time I teach this class, I go, oh no, more competition. But I have found that there's plenty of work out there for everybody who wants to be successful in this niche. And so you shouldn't worry about that at all. But thanks so much, Craig, for having me on. And
yes, thanks, Michelle, for spending an hour. And again, check out this opportunity. I think it's opened a lot of doors even for many of our students that have taken this program, and again, I think it's just a perfect time, and it just, like I said, I was at a mastermind a week ago where people are actually looking for these skills, and so it's very relevant, very in demand. And thanks again, Michelle, for sharing your wisdom with us today.
All right. Well, you take care, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye,
All right, have a
everyone.
great rest of the day. See you,
Thanks.
everyone. Take care.